Welcome back everyone. So today is the first video about animation in React Native. Today we are going to see how to implement bottom tab animation like LinkedIn. Basically what we are trying to achieve is when we scroll down in a screen, when you scroll down, bottom tab will be hide automatically, and when you scroll up, bottom tab will come back to its original position. So let me know if you like this one, and also don't forget to like and comment. It's really helped the YouTube algorithm. And let me know if you guys want me to make more video on animation in React Native. And one thing I noticed that 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Please make sure to subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can join my Facebook page, link in the description. And if you like my work, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description. So let's jump into the code. So I created an empty React Native project. Then I make this UI and also a bottom tab. We have a home and we have a list of products. First, let me reload. So I created a bottom tab and a two screen, and one is home screen, one is people screen, and it's loading the data, and it also have animation. So what are you trying to achieve? Whenever you scroll down, bottom tab will be hide automatically. When you scroll up, it will come back to its original position. And you also have people, and if you please let me know if you like this animation. It's also fetching the data. We also have animation over here, and it's also have animation. I'm having some issue with my emulator. Okay, so we have two screens, and we have to implement that. And so let me show you my project. So I created an empty native project, then I installed this React Navigation, and we are using React Navigation 5. Also, I'm showing you the version of our project. You can check the version of everything. Bottom tab, some stack and everything. Okay, so we are using React Native animatable for this UI. Sorry, for this animation. Whenever you are loading for the first time, it's coming from the x-axis animation sliding in, and we also have in people tab we also have slide up animation, as you have seen in the beginning. Okay, so we have set up the project. We have configured the bottom tab. So I'm using React Navigation 5 for bottom tab and stack and everything. So we have a bottom tab. I guess everyone know how to configure a bottom tab. We have two screens, and inside navigation container we have stack, and inside the stack we are passing the bottom tab. And inside home screen we're just fetching a data. It's a fake store API. We're fetching a data of products, list of products, and we are storing that in a state, and we are just looping through it. And I'm using scroll view. You can use flat list also for like good practice. You need to make sure to use flat list. I'm just testing purpose. I'm using scroll view. And we also have a user screen, and we are also fetching some data from API. It's from JSON placeholder. It's a user list, and we're also using the same thing that we are using in home screen, just design a little bit different. Okay, so first we're going to implement that in home.js. So first we need to understand. Let me put that side by side. So inside home.js, what we're trying to achieve, whenever we scroll up, so scroll up means scroll up means y-axis. So you need to get the value of y-axis in order to like make the animation start and stop and everything. So you need a value of y-axis, and after that, according to that value we are getting, we need to switch the animation from open to hide and hide to open. Okay, so for using scroll view, so inside we have a prop called onScroll. So we're going to use that, and we're going to call a function. It says in onScroll. So we're going to receive an event from the scroll view whenever we are scrolling up and down. So first we need the value of y-axis. So for that, if we like content offset y, if we name that. So for inside the event we have native event, and inside that we have content and inside that we have y. So let's first console first and see if we are getting any kind of value from this whenever we are scrolling up. So if we open the terminal and if we, sorry, we're making something wrong here. So our only mistake was with O over here, it will be capital. So we are getting the what value of y-axis when you were scrolling up and down. So now what we have to do, first we're going to define the variable at the top. So let's name it scroll, and it will be 0 by default, and we're going to store the value of content offset y into that particular scroll. So suppose we are scrolling and it is giving us the response that we are scrolling, and so first it's like 200 or 300. So we are storing that into scroll. So whenever it's all changing, so we need to get the difference between scroll and content offset y, so we can make a difference that it's scrolling up or scrolling down. So it's going to make a difference. So first, if we use this minus scroll, so we're going to get a value. So if it's scrolling up, so when it's scrolling, sorry, it's scrolling down, that means this value it's always be greater than this one. And if it's scrolling up, so this value will be less than scroll. So if now if it's less than 0, that means 0 is going to be minus. So if it's in that particular position, and so what you need to do, then you need to hide the bottom tab. And for hiding the bottom tab, we have something called set tab bar option. Sorry, set option. Navigation dot set option. Inside that we can use something called tab bar visible, and we can set that to true or false. So first we need to use we have props over here, so we can just simply use navigation from here, or you can just simply say props. You can simply use from this, or you can simply use appropriate navigation. So inside that navigation, you can to use set option. Set options. So inside that set option, I'm going to use tab bar visible, and if it's less than 0, that means we need to show the less than 0 means that it's scrolling up, so need to show the bottom tab. So that means it will be true. And if it's not less than 0, that means we need to hide the bottom tab bar and see if it's working or not. So if we check now, if we scroll down, it's not working. So it's working on scroll up. So that means, sorry, tab bar visible. That means we have to false, and we have to make it true over here. And if we save, so if we scroll down, it will hide the bottom tab bar. I think it's not reloaded. Let me reload that one more time. Getting the data. So now if we scroll down, the bottom tab will hide. It's supposed to hide, but it's not hiding. Yeah, it's working, but because of my emulator is very slow, that's why it's not showing. As you can see, it's working. If we scroll up, no, just we made this whole thing wrong. It will be true at the beginning. It will be true if we, because if the difference is not less than 0, that means it's falling down. So that means it will be false. And if we scroll up, then it will be get the minus position. That means it will be yeah, now it's working fine. If we scroll up, it will automatically come back to its original position. And if we scroll down, it will hide the control. It's showing in some lagging and everything because of my emulator, and if you test it on real device, it will work smooth. And I'm using React Navigation 5 bottom tab. So in case if you are using a custom bottom tab, so that the navigation.set options and tab bar visible true and false, it don't work on your thing because you are using a custom bottom tab. So for that, you can just simply use a translate Y in your bottom tab, and you can simply use suppose your bottom tab height is 60, you can simply translate that to -60 and +60, and you just have to simply replace this navigation.set option with your translate Y plus and minus. So it's working here perfectly. So now we're going to implement the same thing in users, that means the second tab. And so I can just simply copy paste the whole thing. First we need to the onScroll, and insert the onScroll, and you also need the whole function. I'm really having trouble with my emulator, that's why it's not showing properly, it's lagging. But in real device, it will, if we test that in real device, it will work smooth and fine. So if we trying to see that in people's tab, so if you scroll down, it's supposed to hide the bottom tab. It's working because it's working, but because of my bottom tab, sorry, not because of bottom tab, because of my emulator, it's sometimes not working properly. And one more thing I forget to mention you. So whenever we are doing this based on the difference, we can also have to do that based on the scroll also. Sometimes you are using the content of state Y value into scroll. So sometimes if you scroll up too quickly, it will give you minus position, and you can also test out on by just getting the console. So for that, we also need to use this scroll less than 0, because sometimes it may goes to minus. If you test that on real device, and if you swipe up quickly, and then you will notice that it's getting a minus value. So if you scroll down, it's working, scroll up, scroll down, it's working, scroll up, it's come back. So now it's working, and it's just a simple thing. We're just getting the navigation from the props, and we are just storing the value of y-axis into a variable, and we are storing that particular value in the scroll in the end of the function, because we want to get the difference between the old value and the new value of y-axis. And if the difference is less than 0, that we want to show the tab bar, and if it's not less than 0, we want to hide the tab bar. So for that, we're just using this simple code. And let me know if you like this one. Let me know if you like this UI, and if you want me to make any more video on animation and React Native, and you also want me to make how am I doing the animation of leads over here using animatable and everything. And share your thoughts and give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to mention me the topic of the next video topic for me. And if you like my work, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.